Hey, y'all. Welcome to Yin Yang the podcast. We're going to give everybody about 60 seconds to jump on before we start everything. All right. So we're going to attempt this one more time tonight, and let's see if the disclosure plays, guys. So here we go.
Yin Yang the podcast does not own rights to any background music or noise you may hear. This podcast is completely opinion-based and may include adult content, adult language, and verbiage not suitable for any underage viewers. Information found in this podcast may not contain exact accuracy as it is opinion-based. Please listen at your own risk.
All right. I think everyone could hear it that time.
Yeah.
Crossing our fingers.
I actually heard it. I heard it. And
So the other times, and so sorry, y'all, this is kind of, of course, a new journey for Sheena and I. So the other times, did you ever hear it through the recording?
No, I never heard the playback. It always was like a quiet pause, and I just assumed we couldn't hear it. So this time I heard it playing back.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better then. So I didn't know that this entire time that you couldn't hear things.
No.
I just assumed that you could hear them. And I'm just so y'all know, guys, I am double checking right now that all of our lives are working across the platforms. It looks like
We're live.
because we're supposed to be going live on Riverside, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So I'm seeing what's going on with each of them. But while we're doing that, Sheena, how has your week been?
It's been pretty good. It's been busy. Like I've been so busy, but it's been a good week. Good weather, and so I'm happy with the week. How's your week been?
So, my week's been okay, as okay as it can be. Full disclosure for everyone, because you're going to hear it in my voice. If you don't follow me on my personal social media, I have been super sick all week. I've had a fever, breathing problems, chest issues, and my oxygen levels kept dropping. And so finally, after going to the doctor, being tested multiple times for COVID, trying to figure out what was going on, they ended up sending me in for a chest x-ray, and I have bronchitis. And it is absolutely the worst feeling in the world in my lungs, but it's okay. Trying to see here. So I cannot tell if we are live or not on all of the platforms. So it's becoming really hard to see. However, I have someone. I thought I had an ability to check it, but it's not doing anything yet. So
I'm about to say we would definitely know in tomorrow or once all the feeds go out.
Yeah, I was just kind of hoping it would just work. Let's see if it's coming in now. Sorry, guys. It's just a little technical error, but it's okay. We're going to just continue with the podcast here. If it does not show up on the live feeds across the board, then I'll, of course, make sure that they get on there. And I will work with YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch in the process. It does look like it should be going everywhere.
Awesome.
But it doesn't tell me for sure. So I guess we'll find out. No big deal. Moving on to life itself. We have an icebreaker question tonight. I haven't really prepared Sheena for it, so have fun with the answer.
Okay.
Our icebreaker question tonight is would you rather be abducted by aliens or by the U.S. government?
Oh. Well, the way things are right now, it's kind of shaky. So I'll say, shoot, I'm gonna go with the aliens. See what they got going on, because the government ain't looking too good.
Listen, I can't even blame you.
Let me go on and see what ET got. Tell me.
Well, and how and I can kind of relate to that because, you don't know what to expect with aliens. But I mean, come on, what can you really expect out of the U.S. government at this point? So no, I mean, I think my chances would be safer with
the aliens.
Them too.
They're looking like they got better
no, I think that I would feel safer in aliens' hand.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that definitely makes sense.
I don't know what our government is doing. It's sketchy every day, every week. It's sketchy.
And it never changes. It just doesn't stop. So, let's see. I'm still messing with the live stream, y'all, just so y'all know. So the next thing that we always cover is our Spotlight Business of the Week. And this week, as much of you have saw already, it is Yang's business, which is My Stable Wealth. So, Yang, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. Yes. What My Stable Wealth is one of my little sub babies. It is a business all about, stabilizing and maintaining wealth for you and your family for many years to come. I want to help people build and grow and secure their wealth for generations to lead to their children, to the children's children. So I have a few services under the umbrella that I would be offering that's all about, money, finances. It will include like money, wealth management guidance, like courses and membership site, as well as offer insurance plans and policies and credit repair. So there's many great things to come with the My Stable Wealth. So y'all stay tuned. And check us out. So there's more things, all things money going on with My Stable Wealth.
Okay. Well, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So, has My Stable Wealth completely already launched? And if not, when will it launch fully?
It is in the startup phases. So right now, the services that are available are the insurance policies, the retirement plans like annuities, your 401k. If you want to find out more or sign up for or obtain any of those policies, I can help you and work with you now on that. In the near future, I would say hopefully look where I'm looking for November this year to be fully have all the services up and available to everyone.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, that's awesome. All right, so November this year. So we'll all mark our calendars and check back with Sheena around that time. So you already explained what you can help with now. So, what exactly do you mean by wealth management guidance?
Well, wealth management guidance is basically your roadmap to financial success and security. So I will help educate you on money, finances, and building wealth. Like I said, for generations to come, I want to make sure that your children's children are secure. So soon there will be online courses offered around finances and all things money, basically. Online courses, webinars that will help you to learn more, to be, learn more about money and how to basically respect money and how make money work for you. Saving plans, budgets. I'm talking, about restoring your credit, so you can build and sustain that wealth. I will be available to meet with anyone who wants to discuss wealth management and or looking to obtain some, the policies like the life insurance policy or annuity or a retirement plan to help secure that wealth for you. So that is what I mean by wealth management guidance, is that I want to guide you and help
Okay.
advise you in building and securing your wealth and, attaining your dreams and your goals as far as money goes.
Okay, awesome. So, um, with that being said, I know that you had a very wide variety of services that you stated that you offer. Is like budgeting and bookkeeping one of those services?
Not available at the moment, but that is on the plate. So hopefully in the near future, I am looking to have those services available. I think that would be a great addition to the services that My Stable Wealth can help
Definitely.
you with. So that can help everyone with. So basically, that's awesome. That's all about money, because if you can't budget or, manage your money, you can't sustain your wealth. So we definitely want you to know how to budget your money. So we're going to be offering those bookkeeping services in the near future as well.
Awesome. All right. Um, so I know that you had said about, there's a membership on your website that'll be up and things like that. Is there any kind of monthly fee for those kinds of memberships, or how does that work?
There's no type of, I was just saying that in the near future, My Stable Wealth will have a membership site available to clients to access a variety of different resources, financial courses, webinars, one-on-one Zoom meetings, like virtual meetings, I should say. There's going to be a number of different things that our clients is going to have access to, and that will be part of the membership, and that will include a monthly fee for that. But just to talk with me about, the policies, retirement plans, there's no fee for that as well. And other separate services like the credit repair will come with the monthly fee as well. It just depends on what service that you want. Some will attach, but it will always be, no cost to meet and talk with me about those type of policies or retirement plans or insurance policies you want to talk to and set up.
Awesome. Well, y'all, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for you, Sheena. I know that this has been something in the works for a really long time. I
Yes.
personally know all the hard work you put into it. So, with that being said, y'all, her page is linked on our Facebook page. Please go follow her. As more information comes out, I'll make sure it gets shared to Yin Yang so that everyone can keep up too. And if you run into questions, please reach out to Sheena immediately. She has no problem answering them. You know how to find her. She's tagged everywhere. So, reach out to her. If you got questions, especially financial questions right now, even if it is just about a budget, I know that she has told me that she already has a couple kind of sent over to the side so she could send you a generalized budget, something like that. So please just take your time to reach out to her. And congratulations on, your official launch coming up. That's going to be exciting.
It is. I am so excited. You know me, my business is like one of my babies, like another baby of mine. So to see it take off and starting to bloom, and it's so excited, and I my stomach got butterflies just thinking about where it can go. So yeah, I'm super excited about this, and to help to help others, reach their dreams and their goals, especially how to, maintain their wealth and build their money. Because, baby, I came from a time where, you had to struggle and we'd be check to check. You don't know when your next penny coming from, but you got to just keep on moving forward. So I want to educate everyone and let them know that, I'm here to help you, we got to save this money. We got to build wealth so we can have that security, that blanket, because our children is counting on us to secure the way just a little bit for them so they can pick up and take off.
Right. Because if we can't provide that to them, no offense to the school system, but they're not very good at providing, wealth management. I don't think I even knew that I had to file taxes when I left high school. So,
or how to balance a checkbook. If I had knew how to balance a checkbook or what not to do to mess up my credit in my 20s, I wouldn't,
All of us, girl. Same.
Yes,
Same.
They should teach
It's just
that
our
in
generation,
school.
man. It's just like they were just like they tell you, hey, credit's important, but you're just like, whatever.
Right.
Oh, I can get this credit card.
So since we weren't taught, or they're not teaching it at school, they don't think it's that important. I'm here. I'm gonna teach them, and that's what I do. I'm doing with my son now. I'm teaching the value of money and how to save and budget and all of that about money. Because,
which is probably the hardest thing in the world with a 15-year-old.
Yes, but he understands. He's understanding. When I'll be like, oh, you ain't got enough for this. He doesn't understand taxes, though. He be going to the store and be like,
he also thinks that you have like money falling out of your shoes as you walk.
Girl, I have to tell you the story after he didn't want to got his permit. So about his first car, I was like, I don't know where you think I'm getting this money from, but okay.
Dude, you got a permit, not a license.
And no job.
You still got to have somebody in the car with you. Right. Yeah. What you paying something if we getting you a car.
Right. So, yeah.
That's too funny. But that's really exciting though, because you do get to teach it with him, and y'all, when I first started working with Sheena on her business over a year ago, when she first initially came to me and was like, hey, I have a business idea. This is what I want to do. This is how much it's going to take for me to accomplish it. She had to do like licensing and all kinds of schooling and trainings and things like that to get all the knowledge and the understanding of these things. She was like, all I need is someone, an accountability partner. And so for the last year, I have been, hey, Sheena, did you do this? Hey, is this done? And it's been a ride. But I have seen her work so hard towards this dream. So, I think that's a phenomenal thing to see businesses and organizations work so hard to come out of nowhere to teach something that can actually be used these days.
Yes.
Wealth management, it doesn't mean you have to be rich. You don't have to be rich to have wealth management. Listen, I'm not rich. I mean, this is my podcast corner in my living room, guys. I'm not rich at all, but I live on a budget. And I adhere to that budget. And because I adhere to that budget, I'm able to afford things like trips out of town and vacations with my family and
Mhm.
things like that. And it's not like I'm making buku's money, but if you stick to a budget, you learn how to utilize all of those tools for you instead of against you. So I thought that was really, really important. And then we are going to move on to our topic. However, before we move on to the topic, I do want to remind everybody that this week some exciting news came out. I'm not sure if the lives are working now, but they should be. We are supposed to be live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And we have now secured platforms with Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, Amazon Music, Deezer, Podcast Addict. So there is not really a podcast out there that you can't find us on at this point. There is one that's still uploading. We are, because we're going to take this over. You're going to come and talk to us. Sorry, guys, my dog is trying to crawl in my lap in the middle of a podcast. So with that being said, find us wherever, whatever you already listen to. You don't have to go out of your way to find us. We're everywhere.
Whatever
if you're a Facebook person, we're there. And we don't care. We're going to be the same everywhere because it's the same exact audio and the same exact video that's uploaded. So we don't care what platform you're out there. Just get on here, interact with us. We speak back. And we have no problem, talking to you or answering any questions. So tonight, it looks like our topic of conversation is ET or aliens. So extraterrestrial. Biggest question, are they real? Sheena, do you think they're real?
I do. I mean, I just do. I don't think.
Okay.
I'm not. Listen, I'm just gonna say we are not in this universe alone. If you think we are, then I don't know what to tell you. But all of these planets, just think about it. All of these planets and other places, and you think we're the only creatures around? I don't want to call us creatures, but listen, I just think there's maybe other life forms, I should say. And that's probably a better word. Life forms on other planets that, they're not of, Earth, so they're aliens.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. I'm a logical person. So I go both ways with this. And I think it's because I'm a logical person. I'm logical enough to believe that there's no way that we're the smartest species in the universe. That's just not feasible to me because as humans, I feel like I'm a very intelligent person, but as humans, I feel like we're dumb. There has to be more intelligent life out there. And if there's not, then the whole universe is screwed.
Screwed up.
Yeah, because I don't know what. Just look at your fellow Americans. Like, what are we going to do with the universe, guys?
Hence why we wanted to go get abducted by aliens. So
right. Well, and I want to know I want to know how they're running things. Like, do they have a president? Is their countries there fighting over, if it should be
stupid stuff?
Yeah, like there has to be more intelligent life out there. There has to be. However, I'm also an intelligent person. So, being that I'm an intelligent person, I also always go back to where is the scientific proof? You mean to tell me that there are aliens out there in the world, in the universe, and that people have seen them or heard from them or whatever, different government agencies have said over the years or whistleblowers, etc. But there's no actual proof. And people be like,
that
it's hidden by the government. Right. See, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. So it's like, right. So it's hidden by the government, like Area 51 and things like that.
I mean, I don't know if our
But
government is hiding it, but we can't
well, then
say
who
for
is?
sure that there's no proof because you're
No,
not
you're
100%
absolutely
sure
right. Well,
unless
and
you
you're not
go
100%
into
sure either
every other
way.
planet and double check. You're not 100% sure.
So, and that's exactly how I feel too. Like, there's no way to for sure know. Now, I do believe in UFOs because UFOs are not just alien spaceships; they're unidentified flying objects. Um, and with that being
Yeah.
said, I'm actually going to share something with all of you that I said I would never share, but I'm gonna. And I'm not going to disclose the other person that was with me. If she decides to come forward later, she can. So those of you that know me know I'm a very intelligent person. So you know that what I'm about to say makes sense. But while I was in Florida, on a trip, me and another person I was with was sitting outside by the pool, and we saw some kind of egg spherish shape
Mm.
of light come down, do a almost impossible type turn, and then shoot off back into space. And there was 2 lights at one point. So I tell myself all the time that the second light was a reflection because we were by water, we were by a lake, and I'm a logical
Mhm.
person. But there was no flashlight that could recreate that. There were no other sightings. Like nobody saying anything about lights being in the sky. We checked multiple different places to see if anything was going on with lights that could have created that, and it wasn't. It literally froze me as a person.
I would.
So listen, I knew it was real, and it was the scariest and most exciting moment of my life because I wanted to know that answer. And so I hands down 150% believe in unidentified flying objects. But I can't tell you if an alien was flying that or it was a Chinese weather balloon that drove really fast. So,
Right,
as far as
until you tell
aliens
them,
go,
hey, come say hi.
right. And listen, will someone reach out to them? Like, who has the connection to the aliens, man? Just tell them to call me. They could come on the podcast.
Right, we can interview them.
Yeah, I mean, they can come on here. We can have a conversation with them. I think
We can
aliens are
go.
great. They can tell us what they
Yeah, we
want,
can
and I'm
have
sure
a
that they speak our language
conversation,
too.
and I can be like, "Can I come back
So
with you?"
so any extraterrestrials out there, if you're listening to our podcast, Yin Yang the podcast, please contact us. We would be more than happy to have you on here so we can interview
Mhm.
you and go through any questions. And if there's some kind of language barrier, we can figure that out. I'm sure that
Right,
Google Translate has an alien one, right?
right, and it could be like,
Um,
take your human to back to your homeland, day or something, and we could just go back with you for a day.
Take your human. So they just gonna come out here and start adopting humans, Sheena? Like we puppies? Like they gotta come get us from the pet shop?
I was trying to think of a way to say that because you know how back when we used to school when we was younger, it was that take your kid to school day or take your kid to work day or something
Take your
like that.
child to work today.
Yeah, remember? So I was trying to play on that to say, come take your human back to your homeland day, and we just gonna go visit other planets for a
Yeah,
day and have some
you
fun.
definitely just invited the aliens to abduct all of us
Oh, my
and
bad. I take that
take
back.
us back to their homeland as little puppies. Which hey, I might be cool with. My dog
I
lives
don't
really
know.
well.
Yeah, I might be a
My
puppy.
dog has it made. She has more beds in this house than I do. She gets all the best treats. Her dietary restrictions are null and void.
Yeah,
So no,
I would
I mean
love to
she's
know
treated
what
like
goes
gold. I
on in
would
a
love
puppy
to be
head.
somebody's dog.
Yeah. Like, what does
So yeah, no,
puppies
I'm
think?
okay with the aliens.
Yeah. But you
They
gotta bring
probably
me
think what
back.
we would think if we were in aliens' living rooms. See, that'd be the problem for me though. If I went, I don't know if I'd want to come back. I would just be stuck forever in alien world.
You wouldn't
Where
want
do
to
you
come
think the
back?
aliens live? You think they live on Mars? Or you think it's beyond that?
I think it might be beyond that.
Is Pluto a planet anymore?
Girl, I don't know. I hated science in school, and when I graduated, science no more, okay? I don't know nothing.
So that's really funny. But because we grew up our whole lives with Pluto as a planet. And then I forgot what year it was. But I remember going to school learning about Pluto, and then because they found it in like 1930 or something like that. And then I'm trying to remember what year it was that. What year was it that it stopped being a planet? 2006. So in 2006, they announced that it was not a planet. It was really just a big ball of gas, and that there's really only 8 planets.
But
So
how did
what
they
if
know it was
Pluto
a big
isn't
ball
just a
of
big ball of
gas?
gas?
So they sent somebody there? Or they slingshot something there to test?
Listen. We can go into these theories if you want to, because you already know I don't believe that we have the capabilities to just listen.
They
It
flicked
takes
something
me
over there.
It takes me 5 hours to drive to Sheena's house, and she lives a state away. So you mean to tell me that we can just jump into the rocket ship and drive over to where Pluto's supposed to be and take some pictures out the window and know it's not a planet and drive back and tell everybody, and we know all that? Man, when did this rocket ship take off? It had to take off in 1930, right? I mean, and once we landed over there somewhere, where did we refuel? Out by Neptune? Do we have a refuel station?
How did we get
once we
back?
refueled, how did we launch back off? Yeah. So anyways,
That's a good question.
we're getting off the subject. But
yeah, we can go all night.
I don't know.
Yeah,
because it makes no sense.
They're making it up.
That's just
listen, I think
we're gonna talk about this on a different subject one day, but eventually we're gonna talk about the moon landing, y'all, because I don't think that the whole world understands the depths of how much that was not possible. It is. And so we're not going to go off on this tangent. We will talk about this another time, though. But yeah, let's focus back to aliens, because one of the biggest things that I want to know is, it was sometime in the last 60 days that they came out and they were like, "Hey guys, we've known that UFOs are real this whole time." The government did. They had those 3 whistleblowers. Yeah, dude, we've been known. And so they had those 3 whistleblowers that came out and said that they worked for a branch of the government that hid this from everybody for years, and now they're speaking out about it, and there's nothing the government can do, and da-da-da, and the government more or less was like, okay, yeah, it's true. Yeah, well, we already knew that. So with us already knowing that, why do you think that the government all of a sudden decided to tell us?
It's a distraction. They about to distract us from something else that they trying to distract us from. I don't know, but it's a distraction. I think it's a... Cause what else would they not say anything? They got something planned. They got something up their sleeve. I don't know what it is, but they got something up their sleeve.
Well, is it just me, or is every time it's getting close to election time, they start pulling off things that can
alter your vote?
So, last election, COVID. This election, they're like, "Hey guys, UFOs are real." And they expected everybody to be like, "Boo-hoo, we're scared. We're going to stay indoors. What do we do? Tell us how to help this." And instead, everyone was like, "Yeah, we know. We don't care.
And we're tired of being inside.
Maybe they can help with gas prices." Yeah, man.
They might have some better gas over there. You think they got... Well, you just said Pluto.
Girl, I don't think they got no gas-operated vehicles. You said Pluto's made of gas. It's very true. I don't think it's the same kind of gas. I don't think it's like fuel, but good try. Good try. It might be, who
Right?
knows? I mean, for
You
all we
don't
know, their
know.
freaking ships run on air.
Hey, they could have come down here and teach us a thing or two. Could teach us how to run on air, and we wouldn't even have to pay for gas. I want a
Well,
car
America's
with run
already
on
had that
air.
guy that had the capabilities. That guy that passed, he had created that car that ran on water
Mm,
and then conveniently passed away in a tragic accident, and it was tragic, and I feel for his family. So I don't want that to come off at all, mean or anything like that. But I feel like that
yeah,
one
it
too was a
was.
cover up. I mean, it doesn't
Right.
make
I about to
sense.
just about to say you just said keyword, and what you just said was conveniently.
Right, right. Because I mean, it's kind of around the same thing. Like, I feel like the government came out to try to create mass hysteria, like they did with COVID. And when it didn't work, they're trying other stuff,
Right.
because
It's a
they
thing
announced
about.
that,
No, I was just gonna
and
say it's a
then
thing about control.
right. Well, and that's what I was going to say, is they announced that, and then nobody lost control. Nobody freaked out. There was no mass hysteria. And then what they do, they burned down Hawaii. Um, that's a whole nother subject. But
Right.
there's there's a way to create mass hysteria, and there's a way to control population, and it's happening all around us, and we're just watching it happen.
Right.
So, but aliens, all of us know the UFOs are real, because those are unidentified flying objects. So we knew when they came
Right.
out, they wouldn't say flat out that aliens are real, but that's what they're trying to imply when they say UFOs are real.
We know the
Um,
UFOs are real. We see them in the sky.
right, but where's the aliens? Like, and listen, I spent probably 400 hours in the last week while I was sick. Not really 400 hours, but I'd say a solid 25 hours while I've been sick this last week, watching endless amounts of supposed alien interviews, and 90% of them are fake, and you can tell.
Right.
But there's a couple that are a little bit legit, a little like scary legit. And
Well, what
I
about
did all
the
that because I
people?
wanted to be as educated as I could.
Yeah. What about the people who have the same story, but they don't know each other?
Right. Well, and that's the biggest thing. Because, like, for me, like with the UFO that I saw, and again, I don't know if it was an alien spaceship, but I know it was UFO. The person that was with me can back my story 150%, and it's her choice whether or not she ever does that. I would never put her name out there, because we kind of, at that moment, was like, no one's going to believe us. But with me and her, I know 150% that she believes in UFOs now too, because she was right there and saw one too.
Yeah.
So, but with all the talk about aliens, what do you think happens when they show up? Because if they're out there, eventually they're gonna show up.
Well, I think maybe they can't live on our planet. Like, that's why there are other planets. Like, who to say that they can't come over here? Just like we can't survive on Mars because there's no oxygen, or all the other planets like Pluto has gas and we can't breathe over there. So who's to say that
Right.
they can't breathe over here, or if they breathe at all? Like, they probably can't travel, or they can't come over here, or they can't survive on our planet. Maybe our planets are supposed to exist independently, and we're not supposed to be as nosy as people as we are, to be going over to other planets to trying to figure out, you know, what kind of, aliens or coffee they got over there, because we want to know.
Well, let me say this. I'm really happy that we don't know if they're on other planets because we already send all of our money to like other countries. So to support in their efforts. I can only imagine if there was a whole nother planet that we found out about and they needed help because we would just send them money too.
Right. I think
But
we should just lead
But I
them.
do kind of want to know what kind of coffee they have, just to put that
Yeah,
out there. You mentioned that maybe they have different coffee. I would
maybe.
like some alien coffee. If aliens can
Yeah,
work that out for us, if you can, you can just drop it over, like just ping my location. I know you have the capabilities. Just
I
drop
would
it right in
try
my
it.
yard. I'll grab it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, because
I would
they
try
gotta
it.
have some energy, man. The most of the alien pictures that I've seen, they're super skinny, they're super limber.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need some alien coffee
Coffee.
now.
Right. Am I gonna drink this and have energy for 3 weeks or what? What's going on? Like, but I really just think we over here on planet Earth need to sit the fuck down and mind our own business. That's it. Like, because we doing too much. We really are doing too much. Leave them other planets alone. Leave them other planets where they at, and we could just mind our own
So
business and
let me play
fix
devil's advocate with
Earth.
you then.
Okay.
I want to play devil's advocate with you
What's
because I'm a logical thinker and I feel you because we do need to mind our business. But what if? What if the aliens show up tomorrow? What's the first thing that you would do? Would you walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Sheena"? Would you be afraid? Would you hide your child? What would you do in that situation if an alien
oh
landed in your front yard right now and got out of its spaceship?
off bat, because me being the mother, my first instance is gonna be to protect my child, and that's from any human on Earth or outside of Earth. Like, I don't know your intentions, so yeah, I'm going to protect my child and keep him away. But also, I'm not gonna walk up to it like, "Hey, I'm Sheena. Is your name Bob?" Like, I'm just going to be cautious of what it is, that they want. Like, what do you want? If they coming up to knock on my door, I'm gonna treat them just like the mailman. What do you want? What are you looking for? Whatever it is, it's not at this
Okay.
address. Go to the neighbors. They might know. But no,
Okay.
I wouldn't. I would be a little. I would be a
Well,
little worried. I mean, and honestly, and I'm joking a little bit, but in all honesty, yeah, I would first put up a shield of defense to protect my son because, like, against enemies, non-alien, alien or whatever, I'm going to protect him at all costs. But I would be cautious and a little worried as to, why are they here? Like, are they here because they want to blow us up like they did in Independence Day? Or are they here because, he needs a cup of sugar? Like, what do you want?
listen, if the aliens are coming here for sugar, we got more issues anyways. So no, and
Maybe
I kind of feel
they
you because
spaceships run off of sugar.
I see, and that's the thing, we don't know anything. So,
No.
my kind of opinion on it is if like the aliens showed up in my front yard tomorrow, I'm a two-person kind of person. Because I'm so analytical and such an overthinker. So I can tell you that I am the person when I see a bear that goes, "Oh, a bear," and walks towards it. And I know that's a horrible person to be. But the curiosity in me outweighs the risk factor a lot of times for me, which is why I kind of am who I am. I don't mind taking risks because what's the worst that could happen? We're all going to die eventually anyways. So
Yeah,
I
but
just kind of go for
I don't know.
things.
Do you want
So,
to die on Earth or die on another planet?
well, I mean, I don't think I care where I die. I kind of care how I die, but also it'd be a pretty cool story if it was aliens that killed me. So,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that
that if
would
they
be
landed in my front yard, I'd walk right out and I'd be like, "Hey man, did you bring the coffee? Like,
right.
did you hear me? Because I told you to bring it. And if you don't, you can go back and get it and come back and then we'll talk."
Right. Do you have
But
sugar
the
or do you
other part
need
of me,
sugar?
right. But just like you, the other part of me that has family and stuff that I want to protect, like my boyfriend and my mom, and I got a sister. And both of all of my sisters have children, but my older sister's kid is old enough to kind of fend for themselves, whereas my little sister has little kids. So, the protector part of me wants to be like, hey, all of us meet at a very large indoor storage facility, because I know how to secure one of those to make sure that no aliens can get any of us. And 9 times out of 10, there's enough stuff stored in the storage facility to keep you stable in that storage facility for an extended amount of time without having to come out, because it's not like there's a list of fallout shelters that we can just run to. But we can all run to a storage facility. And most of them are gated, or you can shut them down so that nobody can get onto certain floors. And I know how to do all those things. So that would be my ultimate plan. Like, if we were starting to get invaded by aliens, I would tell everyone in families to meet me. Hey, everybody meet me in this centralized location here, and we're going to take over the storage facility.
That's actually
However,
pretty cool. Now that I'm thinking about it,
that was my zombie apocalypse idea.
That's a cool backup plan. I like it.
So that's my zombie apocalypse backup plan, and I just feel like aliens would be the next best thing for that plan.
Right, because I'm in South
It's
Carolina.
always been
Like,
my
who
zombie
has
apocalypse plan.
basements? No, we can't go down to the basement and hide when there's nobody. We don't have basements. So, like, that really sounds cool. Like,
Yep.
Let's go find the nearest
It's a really good
storage
idea.
facility.
Yeah, and if you find one close to a Walmart, at least you can, jump over to Walmart if you need anything, like if you need to, go loot the store. So.
You think Walmart will still be standing?
Just an idea. Listen, I don't think that if the aliens show up, they're going to invade Walmart. I don't think Walmart's on their list of invasions. I would definitely feel like the White House is, but I don't think Walmart
I'm about to say
is.
Americans probably will go. Somebody will go and invade. Oh, their aliens are taking over. Let's go invade Walmart. There's somebody who's gonna think that.
Oh no, there's definitely going to be looters that do it, but everybody will be looters at that point. If aliens touch down with the intention of doing something negative to everyone,
it's
then
over.
no, they're definitely. Well, I mean, listen, and I'm not going to sit here and say I'm above any of that. If we're under attack, I'm going to my nearest Walmart and I am getting ammo, and I am making sure that my family is protected at all costs.
But just think, like, if the aliens do come and they want to, like, blow us up independent style, do you really think going to loot Walmart is really going to help us? Or would you just, I would like, listen, if they're coming over here to blow us up, I'm going to get my last cup of coffee. And I'm enjoying my last cup of coffee before I get blown to pieces by the alien.
Okay, so Sheena, we have somebody in the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, and so I'm not sure who it is. Their name is currently The. So hello, The. And
Hi,
that's okay.
The.
So what if the aliens are already here hiding among us?
Oh, like Men in Black. I dig it. Ooh,
right, or like, they call like those skinwalkers and things like that,
Oh, yeah, like the shadow
how would
people.
we know?
Not the shadow people, but, the shift shapers. What is it? I don't know what you call it.
Right, yeah. Shift shapers.
Yeah.
Or those reptilians.
Oh.
People talk about
That could
reptilians
be.
and stuff like that. I mean, we never
That
know.
could be true.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, if you were an alien, would you tell your closest friends? Like, like Sheena, are you an alien?
Yeah. Tight.
All right, so clearly
Would you believe me?
Us.
Would you believe me? Did you believe me? Like, if I told you I was an alien from, like, Pluto, would you believe me?
No, because Pluto's not a planet.
Receipts, like, even if I have receipts, be like, hey.
What kind of receipt? You got a gas receipt from the drive down?
I got my alien ID, okay? I got my alien ID. So I got my baby pictures
but listen,
when I was an alien.
That could be so true. You really could be. I mean, if you think about it, even because we don't know what aliens actually look like. Everybody has these ideas and there's all these pictures and there's all this stuff. But what if aliens literally just look like other humans? What if all white women are aliens? What if I'm an alien?
Mm.
What if that's
My
what makes
best friend's
some
an
Karens
alien.
Karens?
Karens was
I
aliens,
mean,
and
that could
that's
be what
what's
makes
believable.
Karens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Um.
they act like they from another
So,
planet
and then they
anyway.
also asked another question. So their second question was, what if we're like an experiment to them, like they're playing The Sims? Like,
We're
and
just
I've
in
actually
bubbles.
seen that online. I actually was reading about this on like a forum, because there are some people, not to say that they completely believe this, but this is a theory that's out there that we are like a science experiment to them, and they are kind of putting people in our lives and doing stuff and moving us around, and we're just having to do it all. And I don't know if you were ever a Sims player. I was really big on The
No.
Sims. I had multiple homes and multiple platforms, and I loved The Sims.
I tried to play
Um,
like one time, and I just couldn't catch on. So I was like, "The hell with this." Going back to my music, collecting CDs,
I
and
was I was an indoor geek, guys. I was coding as a young teenager, so The Sims was like my world. So, but yeah, I mean, the scary part is, again, we will never know. But if aliens are controlling us and controlling what's going on and things like that, so what they're talking about in theory and in essence is kind of like, have you ever seen the movie The Truman Show?
no.
Okay, so what that movie is about is more or less this man is like in this world, and everyone around him knows that they're actors. He doesn't know it though. And so one day he starts to kind of notice things are a little off, like things are happening exactly the same, even though he's having a bad day. And so he starts to try to go to like the end of the earth or the end of the tunnel, and he can't get out. And he starts to realize, when people are trying to tell him that, that more or less, when they're trying to tell him that he's in this show and the whole world's watching him, that they'll get kicked off the show and all of a sudden they'll disappear out of his life. They'll get in a car accident or something like that. And so then they disappear out of his life. And so he thinks it's just a car accident, but the whole time they've been removed from the show because they tried to tell him.
Wow.
So what if aliens were doing that to us? What if we're reality TV for aliens?
They're probably laughing at us.
Well, they're definitely laughing at America. I hope whatever camera they have me on right now, I look good on though. Hello, aliens.
Yeah. Hi. Can I get some more money, aliens?
I don't think the aliens control the money.
Well, let's control whether I have a flat stomach, because that's what I want too.
Well, you need their coffee for that. Remember, we discussed this already. It definitely has to be their coffee.
Well, you can send that on. Or bring that on. Just throw a truckload down there. UPS go to other planets to pick up coffee?
I don't know. We'll have to contact UPS and ask them. We could start by asking them how we get a package to Pluto, because we're not sure if it's a planet or a ball of gas at this point.
Right. Some kind of shipping charges.
Could you imagine? Yeah, I want to overnight this to Pluto. How much would that be? No, I got to get it to my first cousin. She's having a brain surgery tomorrow.
Well, you know what? They could have just taken it over there like they went over there to find out it's just nothing but gas. They flicked their little rocket over there to test it out and say it's not a planet. So that's how they can get the packages back and forth. Whatever they use to flick us over there and flick us back.
Well, so since we're talking about the aliens, did you see about the aliens that were like donated to Mexico?
No, I just that one time when you posted about it, I seen it in a post, but I haven't heard about it.
Okay, so I've been researching this for like the last 24 hours. So apparently, and I don't want to say anything wrong, so I'm going to be kind of vague about it because I don't want to give any unfactual information. So apparently a country decided to donate alien bodies to Mexico, saying this is proof that extraterrestrials exist. Now, this was a few weeks ago. And then Mexico's like, hey, we have proof extraterrestrials exist. Here's their bodies. And, but America is America. And we said, yeah, are they real? And Mexico's like, of course they're real. And we're like, okay, prove it. I mean, that's kind of logical. Like, prove it. So there's been a lot of people going back and forth. I know that they've already run labs on these bodies, but they haven't released all of those lab results. They have released some of them, and a lot of them are leaning towards us being something that's not human, but it doesn't state what that is yet because they haven't released all the lab results. So
what do you think?
If you get some time, what do I think?
Yeah.
I think they're 150% fake. And only because there is no way that we have hidden aliens this long, and then the first ones that are released to have labs and stuff done look like they're in tip-top shape, are in perfect structure, are perfectly shaped, and look exactly how all the drawings look. That's just not logical to me. We have no proof how these aliens have ever looked over life, and now all of a sudden the ones in the cartoons is exactly what shows up, and they're like, yeah, no, they're real.
Like, how do we know to draw them?
I don't think
like that. Like, who's seen the first alien?
Because, and I believe that there's been sightings. You know what? That's a really good question. Alexa, who saw the first alien ever?
From DiscoverMagazine.com, astronomer Frank Drake made the first sign of
Frank Drake
contact alien beings
in 1960. Alexa, stop. So Frank Drake, and what he did is he created, they said an 85-foot pole to use as something to talk to the aliens, and that's how he saw the first alien. But that's the biggest thing is we don't really know. Like, there have been multiple sightings, but let me tell you, those same sightings, there is disorders. Like, so with the aliens, they always have like their heads really big up here, and then they come down into like this little, alien type weird shaped face. But there are actual disorders and brain disorders that create a head like that on humans. So how do we know we're not just finding skeletons of humans that have passed from that disorder and saying, oh, look, it's another alien?
Yeah.
That's why I want DNA, real lab testing results.
Because you can't trust nobody.
No, you can't. And then,
I want to see an alien alive and talking and tell me, come down here and do a broadcast. Like you said earlier, come down here and do an interview with Yin Yang, the podcast. We have some questions. I need to ask you some questions to verify. It's like we have to be
and they're not gonna be
verified
hard
by
questions.
social media. We need to verify the aliens. So we have some questions.
Well, and listen, and I wonder how that would go over. Like, because, there's a lot of rules to this podcasting stuff, and we have to, like make it known that we do explicit content and things like that because we speak very freely in our podcast. Out of choice. The one thing we don't want to do is take away our freedom of speech. So could you imagine if we had an alien on here? Like, no, Mr. Alien, you can't say that word. No, Mr. Alien, that word's not allowed.
I'm gonna be like,
and then like how many times or how many times Facebook would fact check us when we're like, hey, this alien here with us for our interview. They would be like, fact check. Aliens may not be proven real.
No, they're probably a moodum because we don't have the rights.
Right. Yeah, they'll be like, no, that's his voice. He didn't give rights for that in the beginning. So, all right. So just y'all, if we ever get an alien on here, we just got to remember to make sure that they understand their rights. So, but playing off of the Facebook page today, did you see the fan submission that was sent in?
I seen the picture. Yeah.
All right. So that came from a fan that we have out towards Manning, Santee-ish area. And somebody had commented on it saying that it kind of looked like a reflection of something in the car.
Yeah,
but if you click on those pictures and you zoom in, you can see something in the cloud up there. And that's the part that confused me. Like, it wasn't really the beam of light or any of the beams coming down that confused me with the UFO sighting. It was
the reflection.
shape that was inside the cloud. Because you could see that was an actual picture and not a Photoshop type thing because of the way that the light fell. And you could tell that the driver's in motion based on, the pixelation in that picture. So,
yeah, I noticed the same
I don't
thing.
know. But,
Yeah,
that's a hot spot. That part of South Carolina is a hot spot for UFO sightings.
Oh, really?
So, I know, maybe we should go out there and go camping, Sheena. We should go camping and see if we can spot some UFOs. But I want to go camping in an RV. Anyways, that way we have some protection in case they come down.
Yeah, I'm about to say we need some protection, but I'll go.
Sheena's scary, y'all. She was like, I'll go. We're going to lock the door though, right?
We're going to get that ammo you was talking about when we're going to get from Walmart.
Listen, we'll go. I'm in. There's only a couple of places I won't stay. I won't ever stay in an abandoned insane asylum overnight, or an abandoned prison. Those are the only two places I'll never stay overnight. Why won't I stay there?
Yeah.
Girl, I'm not big on the whole spirits thing, but there are some lingering spirits in old prisons and old mental hospitals that
you don't want to talk to them?
None. What I'm gonna say to them? Tell the aliens I said what's up.
Well, maybe they seen the aliens.
Because I don't want them to take no message to my family. I don't want them to think it's okay to come home with me. I don't want them in my house. They ain't finna mess with my peace.
Aliens.
Either. If them aliens come down here and they start messing with my peace, I'm gonna kick them out too.
Do you think spirits are real? Oh, that's another conversation. We're gonna get on a whole down that loophole.
Oh yeah, well yeah, we definitely should talk about that too, because I got some theories there also.
Oh wow.
I do. I have lots on that
lots
subject.
Of theories? We need to add that to the
but only
topic
because
list.
I will. Yeah, I'll throw it on. I think it's actually already on there. But I definitely have theories about that because I'm a logical person. So I see things from both. I have emotions. I have feelings. I know how I feel and I know what I believe. But I'm also an analytical person with an average, above average IQ. So I know that when I say these things out loud, sometimes other people go, Amanda, that's not an intelligent way to think about it. You're absolutely right, which is why I always look at both sides. So,
so you're on the fence,
any other last thoughts on aliens?
Tell them what's up.
Deuces, aliens. Listen, I say that if there are aliens out there, we welcome them. Listen.
Right.
We already let everybody come to America anyways.
For real, come spruce us up, because we've been going through
hell. Aliens?
Hey, after everything we've been through since 2020, bring them on. Tell them to come on. Maybe they need to
I know. Can't we just get an alien vaccine and keep working?
Right. They got a vaccine. I'm about to say a bullshit vaccine for everything else. Give us. I ain't gonna take it, but they can bring it on. It would probably
that's so funny.
What if the vaccine was like this green gummy bear?
But listen, I bet you if listen, that would be us. That would be America. They would be like, oh, just come by and get your alien booster vaccine, and people will line right up here to get my alien vaccine. Make sure they can't take me. Because we're just such an intelligent
That's
country.
Probably what they ought to have to say. It's like, oh, you take this vaccine so you won't get abducted. And then they're gonna get abducted, and then somebody gonna be on the news. That vaccine don't work. Just like they did with the COVID
Right.
vaccine. The vaccine don't work. My sister got abducted
Ooh.
yesterday. The vaccine don't work, and she took the vaccine. They be all in the grocery store.
Well, and so I do have an abduction question. I do have one more follow-up thing. These are the things I want to know. Okay. So if aliens do abduct people, when they abduct them and take them away, are they gone for a long time? And they come back, like, do they abduct them and they're gone for 7 years and then they just show back up and their family's like, and you know how, because you hear about the people that go missing and then all of a sudden end up like in some random, like, okay, I can say a perfect example because I'm a true crime listener. So there was a man that went on a skiing trip with his friends and he went down a ski slope and disappeared off the face of the earth. 7 years later, he called his wife from California and was like, hey, I'm at this restaurant, come pick me up. And she was like, we live in such and such. We've never lived in California. What are you doing there? And how dare you call me after this long? Like, I thought you abandoned our family. But this man hadn't. He had thought that a couple days prior, he was still like at these ski slopes. So is that a situation where he was abducted and 7 years of time was lost and he can't remember anything? Or is it more like when you're abducted, you think that you're gone for 20 years and you come back and it's 20 minutes later? Like, is there a time pause?
Just like the portals, because
Because I really want to know, because if so, I want to be as versatile as like go up and enjoy a couple of years up there in alien world and then come back to America and go to work tomorrow. I think that would be a great thing for me if I could just every night after work go up there, spend a year, and then come back and feel well rested.
Right? Vacation.
See, that would be perfect. I would literally welcome the abduction. Like, please come get me.
I need a year off and then come back tomorrow. The time like it's frozen in time. Yeah. I
Sorry,
mean that makes sense too. I think it could go either way.
I just want to know which one it is.
We don't never. I think we will never find out, but it could go either way.
You know what? So that's what I want to do. I want to challenge everybody that listens to Yin Yang the podcast to talk to your friends, to talk to people that you know, to find the town person that nobody believes, and send us somebody that says that they have been abducted by aliens, because I would love to interview them. Yeah. You know, I just want to know. And you know, I don't want to bring them on here to make fun of them. I won't allow that to happen to them. I want to bring them on here because I logically want to hear what they say, you know, because there's no way of knowing these things. I just think it'd be a great conversation to have with someone.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really not up for debate because nobody knows the true answer. Like, it's like one of those, there's never a right or wrong answer because you can't know for sure. But it'd be interesting.
Yeah, because there's no study. There's no actual research.
Yeah, because we don't have an alien to study. Because if we did have an alien to study, then it would be real. Then they would have to say.
Well, according to Mexico, we do. Alien. We have an alien to study. It's in Mexico. We just have to make the Mexican government agree that we should be able to study it, I guess. That makes absolutely no sense to me. You know, as far as bodies go, I believe more of the mermaid bodies that they find than the alien bodies that they find. So,
all right, anything in the sea.
So, just to wrap things up a little bit, I want to remind everybody, you can find us on Riverside, Spreaker, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, Tumblr, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, CastBox, RSS, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, Amazon Music, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and also Twitch. So find us on any of those platforms. Our contest is going to continue to run until 2 Saturdays from now. So we will announce that day our winner for the contest. So please just go, make sure you jump on the page, make sure you send that out. And then if there's any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us. All of our platforms should be live across the board, again, within 24 hours. So by midnight tomorrow night, they should be out there. And then if you run into questions, call Sheena, call me, send us a message, whatever works easier for you.
All right.
All right. And y'all have a great week.
Bye.
Two people, two opinions.
Two opinions. Real talk.
Real talk. Y'all have a good one.